Hey, what's going on, everybody? It's Kevin Dini here for Superpower Review, coming back at you with another live stream. Today is Saturday, so that means it's What's That Comic Book, everybody's favorite new YouTube show here. So we have a fantastic panel for you guys today. We have some newcomers on the channel today. We have a couple of first appearances. We also have a return guest. And I'm very excited to introduce these guys today. So first of all, we're gonna bring on Tim Plum from Hobgoblins Hideaway. What's up, Tim? How you doing?
Everybody, how are you?
Good, man. Can't complain.
Excellent. Thank you for having me on. I'm really privileged to be on, buddy. Thank you.
Yeah, no worries, man. Thank you so much for coming on. I am expecting to see some CBCS books from this guy right here. I know you're a huge CBCS guy, so really cool to kind of actually see. We see CBCS on the channel, but it's actually kind of nice to have someone who is like strictly CBCS. You know what I mean? So it's kind of different.
I'm a huge believer in them at the moment. Especially moving forward. Love the quality of their books. So yeah, my collection is heavily stacked in CBCS, but I do have a few nice CGC.
Okay, all right, cool. And then we also have one of his good friends. We have Sunil on the channel today too. What's up, man?
Hey, how you doing?
Good, man. Thank you so much for coming on today. Really appreciate it. Love the sweatshirt, by the way.
Thank you very much. I'm going to give it a plug. Homemade. Actually, rather embarrassingly, I put this on a minute ago, and it says 9.8 white pages because, of course, that's the iconic. That's what people quest for. And my daughter looked up at it and she went, "Do you think it should be off white pages?"
Oh.
So I am thinking about getting a purple 0.5 off white. So it's probably more true to life.
That would be perfect. That would be great. All right, and our last guest that we have on, he's a returning guest. We have Omega Red on here as well. What's up, man? How you doing?
Good. Thanks for having me back. Glad to be back.
Yeah, of course, man. So to anybody who is watching this on the rewind, or if you're watching right now, guys, thank you so much for spending time out of your Saturday to come watch us and geek out with us. If you guys want to follow these guys here on social media, there are links in this video's description down below. So check them out. Hobgoblins Giveaway has a private page that you guys might want to check out on Facebook, where he does live sales, right? Why don't you talk a little more about your page there, buddy?
We've started doing live sales as well every month. We've got loads of stock, so we're trying to blast through a lot of that and offer up some really nice items for the guys on the Hobgoblins Hideaway Facebook page. We're always doing giveaways as well on a regular basis every time we hit a milestone. And obviously, because I am heavily CBCS, I work as a facilitator for them. So I'm always happy to arrange that service for any of the group members as well.
Very good. Cool. All right, so let's say hey to a couple of the people who are joining us today. We have my buddy James over at MJ Comics saying that he can't watch the live stream, but he'll probably watch it later. Man, enjoy your family. I know you guys haven't been able to like really leave your houses in a little while. So we got Luis Ramirez 504. What's up, man? We got Aaron Katmer in the house, and we also have Mark Oldroyd. Power to your daughter. Paul Cook. Hey folks. Hey man, how you doing, buddy? Nice to see you in here. We got to get you back on here, Paul. It'd be great to have you back on. All right, so let's get started here. To anybody who is new here for What's That Comic Book, we're just hanging out with a bunch of good dudes here on the channel. People from the IG comic family, YouTube comic community, and we just randomly pick comic books out of our collection for a straight hour and try to give you guys as much information on them as possible. So it's just a really good time to nerd out. So let's start it off with Tim. Tim, you want to start us off?
Yeah, by all means, buddy. As I was kind of saying earlier, my collection is heavily graded comics. A lot of the raws come in within a week. They're off to grading with CBCS. So most of my collection is graded. One of my favorite covers at the moment in my collection, it's something a bit different. It's a sketch cover, so it's nothing that anyone else is going to have.
Perfect.
I don't know if you can see this one, but
that's awesome.
It was sketched for me at one of the London shows by a guy called Hoi Troyang, really awesome artist. and then signed as well at the same show by Lou Ferrigno.
Wow.
Oh, that's amazing.
What I loved about this one, though, is when I was in the queue for Lou at the show, he was sat right next to Sam Jones from Flash Gordon.
Yeah.
Sam was giving him no end of grief for having no people in his queue. Sam's queue was buzzing. Everybody was waiting for him. Lou had got no one. And I felt really bad about it. But Sam was just chipping at him until Lou kind of reacted. The two of them were separated by all the fans that were in the queue. And they were ready to just go to blows over it. It was crazy. Sam's not a small guy.
No.
But Lou Ferrigno isn't someone I'm going to be messing about with on that one.
I think Lou missed his opportunity to tell him, like, hey, you won't like me when I'm angry.
But that's one of my kind of sketches. A lot of them come in and out. That's sitting in my collection. That's going nowhere.
Yeah, right. It's kind of funny that you bring it because I've met both gentlemen at cons, and one time I was passing by Sam's booth, right? And I know of him. I'm not like a fan or anything. I just know who he is and what he did. And he's like, "You're just gonna walk by me like that?" And I'm like, "What are you talking about?" He's like, "You didn't even say hi or shake my hand. Like, don't you know who I am?" Like, "Yeah, I know who you are." Like, he's like, "Come shake my hand." I'm like, "Okay." Like, I shook this guy's hand today. Like,
this is how he gets them people in the queue. Then, obviously,
he's like, "How dare you walk by my table and not get a signature from me, boy?" Funny. All right, Sunil. Yeah, mental note for the next time I see him, I'll shake his hand like, "Hey, man, sorry for last time."
I'm going to start by breaking all the rules, which is 2 at once. So everything's out the window. So this I'm going to talk about very, very briefly. This is Superman Volume 2, number 23.
Cool.
And I bought this off the newsstand in 1988. This was the first comic I ever bought.
Oh, wow. That's awesome.
It's still in my collection. I mean, it's like I have read this to death. Absolutely read it to death. Mike Mignola, who I ended up hating, thought he was dreadful until I was much older and realized that he is, in fact, incredible. But the one thing that sticks out in my mind with this is I bought it from a newsagent in a small town in the middle of England, and then didn't see another American comic for years. Like years and years, just no one had American comics and no one distributed them. So I ended up having to buy it every month, the large UK edition.
Oh, wow.
This is Superman 26, the UK version, 80 pence. And this one is incredibly dear to my heart because on the in the first letter, you probably can't quite see it there, or the light's against me, is a letter from me.
Oh,
in 1989.
No way.
Yes. It basically says, I love buying this every month, but all it is one Superman story. And I don't get to read any other characters. So is there any chance you could put some other characters in the backup story? You could put something else in the middle. It's still got the poster in it and everything. But yeah, these are, when we talk about ones that will never leave the collection, this is one that I think of, ones that I could never let go. They're both absolutely worthless. I could replace that tonight for $1. I could probably replace this for 50p if I can find one. But yeah, Superman 26, Superman Monthly, in fact, I believe it's entitled. And you actually don't see many of them.
That's really cool, man. That's actually a really, really cool story. So you have your first comic book that you've ever had. You have a Superman magazine-sized comic with a letter to DC in it. That's pretty special. I think that's really, really cool.
Yeah, they're fun ones.
It's always awesome as well that, obviously we see comics coming in and out all the time. All of us do. It's always cool when these comics have got some kind of meaning.
Yeah, right.
Really deep meaning to us all. So that's awesome.
That is really awesome. And it brings up the story that just happened to me a few weeks ago. Someone from the community I was talking to, and he had a question on his Instagram, and it was something like, "Do you remember your first comic book?" And I said, "Yeah, man, absolutely. I remember my first comic book to this day. Like, I've been thinking about buying it for a while, but like, I guess it's a little pricey for what it is right now. You know, it's $30, which is not really that bad. But I don't know if I want to spend $30 for having my first comic book back. And he surprised me with an A-OK, and this book was like minty. It was a Street Sharks #1 from the 90s. And like when I unboxed this thing, I have a video on my channel, but like when I unboxed this thing, like personally on my own time, I was just like, holy damn, like this is hitting me so hard right now. Like it's crazy. But no, that's a really great story, man. We have a couple of other people coming in. Hold on, Paul Cook is saying you always remember your first. That's right, you do. Lucy Andrews is in the house. What's up? Let's see, that's quality, Sunil. It is. And love that. Yeah, that's a great story. That's really, really cool. I almost actually want to get that magazine now just so I can read it. Or maybe you can send me a picture of the letter too, because I would like to read that actually. I think that's pretty cool. All right, Omega Red, your turn.
All right. I guess I asked earlier who was going to bring the weird, and I think it might be me to start with. Okay, so this is Airboy #1, but this is from 1995, or excuse me, 2015. So this is James Robinson and Greg Hinkle. So I don't know if anybody remembers the really old Airboy stuff. Airboy ran for decades, but it was all really old stuff, and it was also kind of cheesy, that really cheesy comic book stuff that everybody remembers, from the golden age of comics. Well, so James Robinson, who is super well known, he did a lot of DC stuff, and I think he actually wrote the League of Extraordinary Gentlemen, the movie, which was supposed to be his big break, but it turned out to be a terrible movie.
Yes, it
did. However, so he decided, I read this, I picked it up off the shelf, I thought it was interesting. I'm going to try and I'll flip through, I don't know, so you guys can sort of see, I don't know, some of the artwork, but it's dark. I'm trying to see if there's, it's so dark, and these are just multiple different covers, but basically it's completely vulgar, it's completely inappropriate. I can't even show you this page. I don't think anything, honestly. Drugs, nudity, sex, everything is in it. And basically these two writers are James and Greg put themselves in the comic book. Basically, they are supposed to revive Airboy. But they're supposed to revive Airboy in the comic book sense, the cheesy kind of over the top, wham, bam kind of old stuff. And instead, they basically just go out and they do a bunch of drugs. And the ending of this very first, they do so many drugs that Airboy actually manifests in their room at the end of this. It was a 4-shot. They only did 4 of these books. And I like, it just blew my mind. I picked it up at random at the local shop, and I was like, "What? Holy cow!" Image published it, and I literally have not met. The only other person I know that's actually read this is somebody. I loved this so much, I bought a second set of the 4 issues, and I gave them to a friend and said, "You just have to read it so I can talk to somebody about these books." And those are the only 2 people, me and a friend of mine. So it's got to be one of the weirdest things I've ever read. I highly recommend it to anybody interested in something that's just off the wall. The writers, it was like they got writer's block, and they're like, you know what, let's just put ourselves in it. They actually go into the comics themselves for a couple of issues, but they also take Airboy, who is this, Captain America, super moral compass type of individual, and they get him drunk, they get him laid. Like it's awesome. So if you're into that kind of thing, it's awesome. It's otherwise, yeah, highly recommended to read.
It sounds like sort of like like almost like what you just explained, like The Hangover a little bit. Like they just party, like kind of go nuts.
Well, and yeah, exactly. The whole point, like you're even yourself asking, is this real or are they just hallucinating?
Yeah.
But it's I don't want to spoil anymore. Like that first book, I didn't even do it justice. There's a lot of everything in it for sure.
Stopping by, we have Automatic Comics in the house. What's up, man? How you doing?
How's it going, Ryan?
Yeah, if you guys are not subscribed to Automatic Comics, please do so. The dude gets mail calls almost every day. And we also have my good friend Jason Parker in the house. Hey guys, that's a good looking lineup right there. Indeed it is, sir. We're just missing you, Jason. We just need to have you in here. No. So my turn. What do you guys want to see? You guys want to see some Marvels, a DC, a Slab?
I'm always Marvel. I'd always go Marvel all the way.
Always Marvel. How? Okay, so back issue bin or key bin?
Key.
Well,
I'm gonna say, I want to see a key.
There was a comment that said, "Let's see some heat." So maybe we should go key. We've all gone left field to begin with. After Tim gave me a hard time about bragging, I've gone low key.
You know what? I'm gonna dedicate this one to Tim. Actually, there we go.
Hey,
Hey, look at that. Huh? So I don't think my slabbed one is here. I don't know. Maybe wife picked it. Probably not. We have an Amazing Spider-Man number 238. You guys all know what this is. This is the first appearance of the Hobgoblin. My favorite Goblin, to be honest. I think he's a lot cooler than the Green Goblin, to be honest.
100%.
100%. Yeah. This does have the tattoos. I remember buying this at Boston Fan Expo, and I think I paid $70 for it at the time.
Nice.
I would say that this book is probably in the 8 range if I had to guesstimate. So one of my favorite Amazing Spider-Man covers for sure. I actually have the Tim, maybe you have it too. I have the Diamond Select Toys statue of this cover as well. Really cool statue.
I don't. I picked up the Bowen statue.
I've seen it. Yeah.
Which was awesome. It's something I try not to get into. Once I start buying statues, it's just another thing to add to the collection. So
I think it's very worth checking into, to be honest, because it's a really nice statue. Maybe if someone is going up, maybe I can go get it real quick so I can show it off. But it's definitely a really cool piece, and it's actually not that expensive either.
I can blame it on when I tell the wife that you suggested I now start buying statues as well.
It's not my fault. Just blame it all on me. I'll take all the heat. It's fine.
I will admit to being absolute sucker on this. I will absolutely admit that I'm being outplayed by master marketeers, but I am really tempted to get a 238 with the custom CGC logo.
You should.
That Hobgoblin logo is really nice. Really cool. I am tempted.
I haven't seen this.
No?
He's pulling apart the
grade. Yeah, he's ripping the grade.
It's really nice.
I run a mile every time I hear the words or the letters CGC, so I haven't seen it at all. But
it's really nice. They basically they released like 4 at the same time. There's a really nice Silver Surfer one. The Hobgoblin one's amazing. There's a Scotty Young one that's cool, but like. And then there's a Fantastic Four one, which is the front cover of 49, with the 4 of them like exploding out of Galactus's path. And I saw it and I was like, I really like it. I'm going to send my 49. And then when I saw the first one in the wild, the CGC sticker is over the top of the thing. So it's the Fantastic 3. It's so bad. They just put the sticker right on top of it.
No way. Really?
All right, I'm gonna share my screen for a second, so Tim can see it for a quick second, and then
it's so cool. Of all the custom labels, like that one is one that I'm like, that is just.
Can you see that?
Oh man,
yeah. So
on the left.
It's really cool. Yeah, you know what? I'm not like the biggest fan of the CGC custom labels. I rather prefer just the blue label. I think the art kind of takes away from the book. That's just my personal opinion. But I think the Hobgoblin one does look really cool. I think it's
love
pretty
the
nice.
Score over the side as well.
Yeah,
the score label. That's cool.
Yeah. I'm with you though. I have got a couple that I didn't do myself that somebody else did and I bought. I'm not fussed by them at all. Like I think, but that one I do think is cool.
That one is cool for sure. All right, so we are on our second round here. I want to remind the people who are watching, don't forget to smash that like button if you're liking today's content so far, especially to the people who are watching the rewind. If you guys are watching this on the rewind, make sure you leave some feedback in the comment section down below. If you're new here to the channel, don't forget to click on that subscribe button to show your support. All right, so we are back to Tim. Tim, it's your turn.
See, now you've got me, because I was coming tonight with...
There it is.
I was coming with these.
Oh,
Get these right.
Wow.
With the best one being my newsstand, my 9.6 newsstand.
Now we're talking.
But now I can't. Now I can't. That's done. So we can't go that route.
I mean, hey, I wasn't really complaining.
But
I would have been disappointed if you hadn't brought them out.
Now maybe I need that label. This is something I picked up before all the kind of hype and the movie started going crazy. I've got a Amazing Spider-Man.
There it is.
101.
Wow.
I'd been after. There was a John Romita signing event, which I bought a couple of copies of the ASM 238 for, and unfortunately it got cancelled. So I went without his signature, and I love his artwork. The older I've got, the more I appreciate it. But I've got a Stanley signed and John Romita of 101. And the values of these comics are going insane at the moment.
Yeah, it is crazy.
You know, I paid a good price for it, but nothing to what it is now. And then a few months later, it's just exploding. But I'm looking forward to this film. You know, they're not giving us too much in the trailers and in the info, so I'm really looking forward to seeing what they're going to do with this one. Now I'm in the middle of a run. As a dealer, I tend not to keep comics, you know, as I've mentioned a couple of times before, but I'm trying to complete Amazing Spider-Man, probably issues maybe 5 to 100, and I've started in the last few months, but that one's now staying in my collection because of it. But I just think as a dealer, it's about time I collected something and it stayed in my collection.
I've
never leave.
I've got to call you out there. 5 to 100. What? No one's ever said 5 to 100.
Do you know what? I know at this point in time, Amazing Fantasy and say 1 to 5 are kind of out of my reach. I don't want to be paying that kind of money at the moment. So I started 20 to 60. I thought that'd be a nice little run, which quickly turned into 20 to 100, and that's virtually complete now. And then 6 has crept in, and 11 and 12, and I'm kind of like, I need to cap it. But
yeah.
I think 1 to 5 and Amazing Fantasy at some point, I'll get them in the collection. But for now, because it's just for me, I can't go down that route.
But hey, man, books are super expensive right now. They're absolutely exploding. Just imagine what they're going to be, you know, maybe a decade from now or something. You know, it's going to be nuts.
Yeah,
it's going to be crazy.
I think they were saying Amazing Fantasy's gone up 200%, 400%, something stupid. In literally in a space of months.
The number doesn't even matter. It just went up stupid. Like, that's all you have to say, and it makes sense.
It's too popular of a character. Name one person who doesn't like Spider-Man.
Yeah,
true.
But 101 through 130. Not that anybody. I mean, obviously there's some expensive run stuff through there, but they released a Marvel Epic collection or something like that. And it was basically, 101 or somewhere in that ballpark, all the way to 120, 122. And then I read the other ones online. But essentially that 101 through 130 through the Punisher, it's damn near flawless. You can read it all. And there's a switch over. Stan Lee stops writing, I think somewhere around like 115 or something like that. Is his last book, and then he's off for like 2 weeks or 2 months, and then he comes back anyway. But it's fantastic, and you've got Man-Wolf in there, you've got Punisher. There's a few other really great ones as well. Solid run though. So I'm telling you, you're going to start this, you're going to get to 100, and then you're going you're gonna creep it even more. Might as well go for the whole ASM run. All 800 or wherever they landed.
I'm just gonna catch up on comments here real quick. We have Automatic Comics who doesn't have space for statues. We got my buddy Calvin Strange in the house. How you doing, man? Dude, we got to get you on here, man. I'm dying to get you on here. He likes a lot of his pre-code stuff. Yes.
Thank you very much. Yeah.
Mark, but beware, CGC putting wrong sticker logos on the wrong comics. I saw something kind of awful today. I saw someone who just got a CGC unboxing today, and the label was on top of the case. Yeah, that's pretty bad. I prefer the blue label. I like the details on the front.
There used to be a time when I had to market CBCS to customers, and I had to try and promote it and push it. And no, I don't. I just push them towards CGC, and the rest just happens automatically.
Right. We have Sunil here saying, if you guys want to see something, that is always welcome. Let us know in the chat. If there's something that we can sort of gear toward, it's more than welcome. So let us know what you'd like to see, and we can try to provide that. This whole pandemic has given a lot of people a lot more money to spend on things like this. I mentioned that in my latest video on why the comic book market went crazy. ASM 21 is a great book and an awesome cover. Yeah, that was definitely a sick book to go with. Yeah. All right, Sonal, I don't want to keep you waiting any longer, buddy. It's your
turn. So I'm gonna condense a long story into a short story. I'm going to try at least. I'm going to watch the clock as I do it. So I took a 27-year break in collecting. I stopped collecting at the time that I met girls, and then more of it for a whole bunch of time. And my best friend who I collected with was about to turn 40, and I thought I wanted to buy him like a really good gift. So I started researching comics, and having been out all that time, I didn't know anything about graded books or slabs or signatures or any of this stuff. Like, it was all brand new. Right. So I did a ton of research. I really looked into stuff, and I got him he's got a triple signed Thor 337, 9.6. And it's so brilliant, like absolutely brilliant. But in that research, I started buying a few bits, and I started picking up a few bits, and my collection that I thought had disappeared reappeared. But because I was buying small things like £5 here, £10 here, big books were not even on my radar. It was a myth that you would spend like even £20-30. I was like, oh, not sure. And then I saw a Bone 1 in 8.5 on my comic shop, and I basically convinced myself to buy it for $800. And I bought it, and in the box, because it was coming from the US, my best friend bought an ASM 300 in 9.4, and my other friend bought a Tales of Suspense 48, so the first red and yellow iron. And we bought them all from my comic shop, pretty good prices across the board. A month goes by, 2 months go by, 3 months go by.
Oh my God.
And it's not come. And I called my comic shop, and honestly, the customer service there, unbelievable. The incredibly nice person said, listen, we'll look into it. We'll do some tracking our side. If it doesn't turn up, we'll refund you the money. Like, super nice about it. And I was like, right, okay. So they're going to refund me the money. I found another copy of Bone 8.5 for a little bit more. And I was like, well, they're going to refund me the money, so I'll buy it. I bought it, and I was like, okay, amazing. I've got it. The next morning, the parcel arrived, and I was like, oh shit, I've got two of these. So I had to call Metropolis in the US and say, I bought a Bone 1 with you yesterday for $900. Can I return it? And unbelievably, they cancelled it for me. They cancelled the sale.
Oh, that's nice.
Which was super nice of them. So the Bone 1 arrives. I am racked with guilt every day because I've spent so much money on a comic. Racked with guilt. I love it. I feel incredibly guilty. And actually, we went through a little bit of financial hardship. Not massive, but a little bit. It was a bit of a shortfall in money. And I sold my entire Bone 1 to 55 in a block. And I got a good return on it, and it was fine. And I've regretted it every day since. It's the only book I've sold that I've regretted. So I don't have the 8.5 that I should show you at this point. What I do have is an 8.0, which I got much later. And I'll gloss over what I'm about to say. But this was a Facebook win, shall we say?
Oh wow!
So it came to me very, very cheap. And since we started the show, I'm pleased to announce that this is just sold on Elite Comics 11. And whilst we've been on air, I've bought a 9.4 from eBay.
Wow.
And that's happened while we've been on air in the last 32 minutes. This is sold via Elite, who have been, good friends of mine and good supporters. But this is going to a new home. It's going back to the States, Raleigh, North Carolina, and a 9.4 is coming from New York.
Wow.
to London. So bone one.
I mean, so the whole I think we've all been there, right? Where we buy a comic book that's a lot of money for a comic book, and you're just like, damn, like what am I doing right now? I've been there like maybe 4 times where I've spent a good amount of money on a key, and like, man, like what am I doing right now? Like, should I even be doing this? But I totally get it. There was another time too. So like where you're saying like, you had the one coming in, and so it's like, okay, it's not coming. Like, let me just buy this one, right? So something almost happened similar to me, where I placed a bid on a Batman 227, forgot about the bid, and found one at a good deal, bought it, not remembering about the bid, and ended up winning the auction. I was like, oh shit, what did I do? But it was a happy accident because one was really, really clean, and then I took the other one and I got it signed and sketched by Neil Adams. So
that's cool.
Yeah.
There you go.
Yeah, I've definitely had it a few times. There was one point where I had 3 Shazam 1s. I didn't need 3 Shazam 1s.
Do you know about the ASM 300 collection? Mine. I don't think he knows. Oh, okay. Well, I'll have to show you off the camera then.
Give me a number. How many?
Times 2.
No way.
Yeah, times 2. Yeah.
All in different grades.
Then I only have 2 slabbed. The rest are raw. Yeah, 6 are raw.
I like the big deep breath just before you announced how many.
See, it's my favorite book. It's my all-time favorite book.
By the way, custom label. No need.
I just love it.
No need for that custom label.
That's gorgeous.
All right, so get out of here. It's Jake's turn.
It's a great segue going into books where you're like, oh my god, I spent so much money. What am I doing with my life? But I don't know if Ryan's still on, but Kevin, this one's definitely for you. You already know what's coming.
Do I? I think so. Yeah. Son of a bitch.
Oh,
okay, so I had to bring some heat. Kevin, you said on Instagram you're looking for one of these.
I am.
So, this was one of those books so I took some time away from grading as well. I'm sorry, not grading. I took some time away from collecting as well. And I was kind of getting back into it. I was doing more research on what books. And really, I immediately was focusing on X-Men books. And this is like 6 months ago, by the way. So I knew I was going to get I wanted to get X-Men books. I was really focusing on it. And I previously, from collecting comics when I was younger and a teenager, I knew what a giant size X-Men 1 was. I simply just didn't own one, of course. And then I was getting back into it, and I was like, holy crap, these books are so expensive. But I really wanted one. And so I actually ended up finding one on Shortboxed, which is a great app. They've got a pretty good selection on there, and they do a pretty good job managing it. And I found it on there, and I was hesitating, and I let that book sit on Shortbox I just kept looking at it daily, probably for about a month. I'm serious. It was about a month. And I had seen another thing on Shortbox is it actually tells you what the best offer that seller has received so far. So it tells you what they've received and what they've clearly turned down. Otherwise, the book would be gone. And so I had seen somebody had recently made an offer to the seller that they had apparently turned down. So that kind of sparked me to say, you know what? I don't want this to run away. I really wanted a 6.0. I really wanted a white pages. That was right in that ballpark of what I wanted to pay. So I jumped on it, and I didn't even try and send an offer. I just literally clicked buy it now, right at what the seller was asking. And that was January, and 2 weeks later, the book was worth twice as much as what I bought it for.
Hey, don't be stingy. Don't put that book away. I want to see that thing, man.
Oh, yeah. I'm sorry.
Let me have my drooling time over here, man.
Let's see if we can get...
I know.
So really flying.
Yeah, it's such a nice. I love. This is one of my favorite all-time covers ever. I love Wolverine. Wolverine's a big, I'm a big fan of him. Obviously, I can't get the Hulk 181, but who can? And yeah, this one. Thanks, Paul. Yeah, this is the one that I will never sell. It will never leave the collection. It will probably either be buried with me or my children will fight over it. I'm not sure.
I know if I keep inviting you on the show, you'll eventually A-OK it to me, right?
Yeah, I'm happy to send you more and more photos if I can. I think I sent you the photo. A friend of mine recently said that book is untouchable. So I took a photo of myself.
That's beautiful. That's perfect. That's absolutely perfect.
I don't know whether, Jake, this is the most classless thing or in support of your journey.
Wow.
You can go home. Get out of here. It would have been okay if it was like a 5 or a 4 or something, but you had to pull out an 8.5.
I joined Tim on Jason Parker's show recently, and I said in that I rarely get invited to a party twice. So my whole view is just go really big when you're there because you're not getting invited again.
And funny, I was trying to be a dick to Kevin because I know he wants one, so you just kind of outdicked me.
Just because you did that. See you later, Jake. No,
I like the fact that Jake would rather take it to the grave than allow his children to have that.
I'm gonna have to write it down though, because I'm sure they know how. Like my son is not, he's into collecting. He mostly collects Star Wars stuff, but he knows how much that book is worth, and so I'm sure he won't let it go in the ground. But we'll see.
Man, so that is probably my biggest regret book right there. I had the opportunity to buy that book in the beginning of the year. December. Someone had one on Instagram for $1,200, a 4.5, and I was like, yeah, I could totally dig that. I would do that. But it's just one of those things where it's like, it's a lot of money for a comic book. So you sit on it like you did, you sit on it, you're like, should I do it? Should I do it? And then he ended up coming on. He knew I was interested. He's like, hey, dude, I'll do $11.50 today. I was like, I think I'm gonna pass, dude. Biggest regretful pass in comic book collecting history for me right now. I'm totally beating myself up for it right now. So it's a funny story. Yesterday, Jake, right? I was calling every single comic book shop in the state of Massachusetts and in Connecticut to see if they had a raw copy. Nobody does.
They don't exist anymore unless you want to.
Sucks.
Yeah,
it's awful. So yeah, so I'm still looking, man, but we'll see what happens. I think that one might be unreachable, not untouchable, unreachable.
Unreachable, yeah.
This is hilarious, Paul. I think I might actually do that one these days. So just be like, oh, my turn. Yeah, there you go. Do I have to say
everybody has to have an ASM 300?
Yeah.
To join.
We got MJ Comics back in the house. Thank you so much for stopping by.
Nice.
I hope you enjoyed your company there. I think I already showed you that. Maybe I don't know.
Thanks, Jason.
We got some fire. And then we have can't get a Hulk 181 famous last words before pressing that buy it now, but
I can't do it. I can't.
You can do it. You can do it.
Yeah, I'll get in trouble, but that'll only last for so long.
Right. It's FOMO, man. It's all about that FOMO right now. Next time, Kev. Yeah, for sure, man, for sure. Yeah, dude, 4.5. I mean, that's sort of it's a good grade in that book. Hey, I don't care what grade I get this book in right now. It can be slabbed, raw. I just need to have a copy in the collection. But damn, I'm really beating myself up. All right, my turn, right? I haven't shown a slab yet, and I think it's only fair for wifey for after taking time to pick these out to actually show one. So let's see what do we got. What do we got? Oh, this is one of my favorite books here.
Yeah.
This is my all-time favorite Batman cover, favorite Joker cover, favorite Neil Adams cover. I absolutely love this book, man. And this is another book that has gone up a lot since I bought it. I paid for the $450 for this book last year, and I think it's up like to at least $1,000 now. So it's just everything is just crazy. It's just absolutely nuts with everything that's going on. But I love this book. So I actually bought this book as an 8.0. I submitted to CGC to get the press and clean, and we ended up getting the grade bump, which I was really, really pumped about. So
Awesome.
Nice.
Yeah.
Love that cover. That is one of my favorite covers as well. I don't own a copy of it yet. It's on the list, but that list is.
You want to trade?
Maybe throw in those 8 ASM 300.
All right. No.
I'm watching Sunil's eyes. He looked to the side of him when you pulled that one out. I'm thinking, don't do it again.
Do it. I want to see it.
No, I did. I haven't got one. I did used to have a 5.5 signed by Neil, but long gone. In fact, Tim, I think it came back to you, and I think you sold it last week.
Yeah, I picked up a Batman collection recently, and it was in there.
Yeah.
It was awesome placement of the signature as well.
Yeah, Neil Adams gets it. He totally understands where he's going with that.
Yeah,
Nice.
for sure. All right, Tim, your turn again. This is our third round.
Okay, we were at slabs again. Unfortunately, I've got one raw comic. If we get to that point, I picked this up in this kind of Batman collection I had recently, which, you know, like Sunil mentioned, we found so many people started coming forward saying, actually, that was mine, and that was mine, and everybody seemed to have some input into this collection. I picked up. It's not something I've ever been interested in. I'm a big Marvel fan. I'm not really interested in Batman.
I couldn't tell.
But this one came in. Now, it's purely just a page from Batman 1.
Wow.
It's got an awesome... Try and get that. You got Joker on the front. And then a couple of Joker panels on the back. You know, heavy chipping down the corner. Looks like someone wanted a snack. But it's pretty cool. I'm pretty pleased. I'm never going to own a Batman 1 for once or trying. But to get a page from it from 1940 is pretty cool.
That is really cool.
And that one's actually gone up for sale, guys. If anyone's looking for a page of Batman, sorry to plug it, but by all means, this one is up for grabs. So, but yeah, it's just an awesome page from Batman. It's not something I'm into. I look at it a lot and think, why does anyone want a page? But it's that kind of touching point for some people that are never going to get to the full comic, I suppose. It's something for everybody.
Yeah, that's pretty cool.
I think if it's got characters in it, I can completely understand it. I did see, and sorry to the lad that I'm slightly calling out. I did see like a very, very early, like super important DC classic one page that had none of the important characters in it, and I was like,
yeah, no,
I don't know. Like unless it's got the important character in it, I'm like, I don't know. I
mean, I saw there was someone on Instagram who were selling 2 pages of Tech 27, and on the back of the case there was just an advertisement, but on the first, like in front of the page, it was all Batman. The second page that he had for sale actually showed Batman, Joker, and Catwoman. I'm sorry. No, I'm wrong. It was just Batman. I'm sorry, wrong book. But it was super cool to see. He was selling them for $1,000 a page. And I was just like, wow, that's absolutely crazy. So I thought it was pretty nuts because he had both of them for the same price, but like I said, the other one was just an advertisement on the back of the page. Like, so you had one where you had the full comic, sort of like, both pages you get in Batman, but on the other page you're just getting one Batman and an advertisement.
Was that a recent thing, Kev, that you saw?
No, it's not recent, but I would say it was probably about 5 months ago.
Okay, I was going to say if that's recent, I'm going looking for that.
Yeah,
that's a good price. In fairness,
it's a good price.
For what some of them are going for. So,
they did go pretty quick, actually. The one with the advertisement on the back, I believe, has just sold maybe recently, but it took a long time for him to sell because once that other one sold for $1,000, no one was like, I'm not buying that one for $1,000. Like, I'm I'm not getting as much Batman. Where's my Batman? Let's see. Tempted. Someone's tempted to buy that Batman page.
Hey, Mark, you know where I am. Come
yeah. All right, Subtle, your turn again, man.
I mean, I'm looking at the clock thinking this is my last one. And I'm panicking now as to what to go with for the last one. So I'll throw it out. We've got DC.
We still got 16 minutes. We could do a whole other round.
Let's go quick. DC or Marvel?
Go DC.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
Oh wow, that was a surprise.
Oh,
what do we got?
That is Superman 15.
Wow.
1942 in a 6.5.
Wow.
It's a Fred Ray cover. It's like the Hudson here. 1942, March to April. I traded this basically. I sold this. I sold my Batman 8, which is the incredible Batman and Robin Infinity cover. And I sold that, and I managed to buy this with the money. So it was like a quick transfer in the weekend, and I was really torn because the Batman 8 was low grade. It was maybe a 2.5, maybe a 3. But this 6.5 in 1942. I mean, you can't really own books over a 5 in that age range.
Yeah,
It's so rare that you see anything like that. The colors are crazy. It's got a little bit of a crease. Like a color-breaking crease along here, but that is just, I mean, to me, that is absolutely iconic.
That's awesome.
It's a fantastic cover.
That is fantastic.
I did a quick one.
That was pretty crazy. We have a super chat from Jason Barker Comics with £4.99, right? Is that pounds?
Yeah, I think that's an offer for your Batman 1.
Very, very cool. All right, Jake, your turn, man. Jason, Thank you so much, buddy. I appreciate it, buddy.
Let's do. Let's bring some more heat. This is a book I started as soon as I got on Instagram, really, and started, promoting stuff on my account as far as recommending books that people should be looking for. I was yelling as loud as I could that this book is undervalued. This book needs to be purchased by a lot of people. Because I still believe it's undervalued. It's going to. I was comparing it to Tomb of Dracula 10. Blade is a very popular character, and coming to the MCU, that sort of thing. This one was just embarrassingly low for a long time. It's gone up now, but I think it still has a lot more room. This is.
Oh yeah.
Special Marvel edition.
This reaction was great. I missed it, but it was hilarious.
Now what? You got a 9.8 back there? Go ahead, pull it out. Let's see. Well, my 9.4 is just good enough for me.
But your lead-in gave me a chance to pull this out.
Oh, okay. All right. I love that book. I love Tomb of Dracula 10. It's been on my list. I've been actually recently looking harder for one. I just haven't been able to find it or pull the trigger on the one that I wanted. But this was one that I made a huge conscious effort to get a hold of. I I actually really love the green on this cover. The black makes it so hard to get it in a good grade. But the green, the black, and the yellow, and the action going on, the cover is fantastic. The character is, in my opinion, the character is going to be huge. Marvel is definitely looking for, from a MCU perspective, I think they're looking for a moral compass, another character that is going to help lead, because Captain America's gone. And I, I know that they've got another Captain America and Sam Wilson, going to be a great, and I love the TV series. I think it's going to, great character, but I think that Shang-Chi is going to, I think it's going to surprise people. The trailer looks amazing. And I think that people, when that movie comes out, kind of like Guardians of the Galaxy, people didn't know what to expect, but once they saw what it was, everybody's minds were blown and everybody was in.
That's true.
So yeah, but I regardless, you guys can all stay off the bandwagon. I'll stay on. I love the book. I love the character, and I can't wait for it. So yeah, I had to bring that out.
Jake, you're absolutely spot on. That book is monster now. I think we will avoid the sort of identity politics of it all. But when that film lands and a whole bunch of kids see themselves and their culture represented, there's no way it goes back in the can. There's no way people don't look at it and go, like, this is absolutely stellar. Whilst talking to MCU, I think I'm going to say this and probably get into heaps of trouble. I think this is the sort of thing that gets you sued. I went to the set of the Eternals before, as they were filming the end of it, and it looks remarkable. And there's
I wish they would have shown us more. They didn't show us enough.
Not sure. I walked through the home of the Celestials, and it is jaw dropping. It's absolutely jaw dropping. They did an hour and 10-minute presentation beforehand about how they've envisaged it and how they thought about it, and the detail. It is.
You walk through, or you were chased by security through.
Honestly.
Did you mention Eternals? Is that what you said?
Yes.
There you go.
Yeah. See? Yeah. Found this one on eBay. This one was, I got it less than 2 months ago, and I got this on eBay for under $100. Wow. How does that happen? The book was raw. It was on auction. Nobody was bidding on it. And I threw out a bid. I was just like, this isn't going to work. And and lo and behold, it did. So then I sent it in to get it graded, and it was, I couldn't believe it. I just couldn't believe it.
2 wonderful books in a row.
Yeah, no, I can't wait for these movies to start. We've been without movies for so long, and everybody's speculating the books are blowing up, but we have nothing to do. Everybody's just sitting at home guessing what's going to be next. I mean, coming up with crazy theories like Onslaught's going to be a major villain in the future. Paul, I definitely saw your comment. I'm a huge fan of Onslaught as well. I love that book. I almost brought that one, but I figured I'd try to show something else. So,
all right. So we are at 52 minutes left. The hour is almost up. What I want to actually do is I want to skip my round here so we can do one more round with you guys to kind of get it in, and then we'll close it up. Is that cool?
I'll go fast. I'm sorry. I talk too much.
No. It's all good, man. We're here to hang. So Tim, we're going to go with you one more time. Okay. This will be our last round, and then we'll close it up for the night.
Cool. I'll try and make it as quick as I can.
No, you're cool.
You know what? I was going to mention one. I'm going to put it down pretty quickly, though. I picked up this the other day.
Oh, wow.
Now, I've never seen it before. I didn't even know it existed, and it's in such a top condition. I was going to talk about that one, but I put it on my Facebook group the other day, and it's amazing how many people have contacted me about that. All the kind of Munchkin clan have come out of the woodwork, and it's one of my favorite films of all times. That's a bit of secret information. The amount of people that have jumped on it, that it's crazy how many people love it. But
good information to blackmail you now.
Yeah, I'm going to talk about this one if I can. It's in my personal collection. It was sketched by a really good friend of mine. I work for an auction platform called Catawiki as my full-time job, aside from my full-time businesses. And along the way, I got to meet this guy who does an amazing artwork, but he actually works in coffee. He paints in coffee and different tones of coffee, and I'd never seen anything like it before. You know, it's been a few years on now. We're quite good friends, and he's done a few commissions for me. This is probably my favourite commission that he's kind of done for me with a goblin.
And that's coffee.
CS 9.8. But this is in coffee.
Oh,
this
wow.
dude has just got so much skill with the tones and the kind of work that he puts into it.
Wow.
It's come back as a manufacturing error. It's actually got 2 of the digital codes inside the book, and CBCS have picked that up. But the artwork is just insane. He goes by the name of Juapi, Juapi. His name is Juan Antonio Abad, I believe. He's a Spanish artist. He does so many kind of shows over in Europe at the moment. The kind of popularity is getting bigger and bigger. But I just love his style of sketch work. I love sketch covers anyway.
Yeah.
But this one, I just think completely blown away by it.
You should call that. You should call that the caffeinated variant.
Yeah.
That's pretty amazing, man. That's really cool. I just love it when, you know, I'm into art, of course. I mean, when you're into comic books, you got to be into artwork, right?
Yeah.
But you know, I obviously draw in my spare time as well. But when people like kind of go outside the box like that, it's kind of amazing. Like, wow, you made that with coffee? Like, wow, that's kind of insane. I don't know, but that's pretty cool, man. That's different. That's really, really different. So
yeah.
Cool.
I couldn't help it. You know, I jumped on it. I was lucky. I got a piece of the artwork for free. And then, you know, I kind of went back to him for a commission. And, you know, I've got several of his pieces now, but I'd always tell anyone that wants to reach, you know, he's not a good enough friend in the sense that I don't get paid for, you know, plugging him or promoting him. But I would strongly suggest anyone that's looking for sketch work, you know, give him a show. His stuff is awesome.
Cool. Very cool. All right, Sunil, your turn again, man.
Okay. Anyone that knows me knows that I'm an insistent person in playing to the crowd. So I just dropped in the chat. You know, what do you want to see? Jason said a Hulk 181, but after the chat earlier about bringing out a Hulk 181, I think it's probably not the one. So Aaron said an Avengers 1. Sadly, that's the lighting's gone all horrible for me now. Sadly, that's not an Avengers 1. That's an Avengers 8 first Kang. Oh wait. Oh, that's an Avengers 7. Oh, that's not an Avengers 1 either. Oh wait, that's an Avengers 4.
Oh my god.
Yeah, what was the one you wanted? Oh, it was Avengers 1. Oh, it's Avengers. Oh, there it is.
I like how you did that. That was smooth.
I'm slowly working towards a 1 to 16 run of Avengers. I'm getting there. I've got the big expensive ones now. So just picking up the other ones. So yeah, Avengers. The one that I was going to show but didn't show in that time was that. But you know, nobody wanted to see that.
What?
This guy just whoa! This guy just nonchalantly throws up a Hulk number 1 for 5 seconds. Like nobody wants to see that. What just happened?
I want to see that. What is it? The chat wanted the Avengers 1. I think I gave you give the audience what they want. Everyone wants it.
Wow. Okay. You know what, guys? We're just going to close up the show now. All right, guys. Thank you so much for watching. Make sure you click that subscribe button, like. No, I'm just kidding. All right.
Got it.
This is why I avoid trying to bring any heat. It's just not even worth it.
From here on out, he's at the end. He doesn't get to go in front of me anymore. This isn't even
wow. I don't even think I want to go again. All right, Jake. What are you gonna do, man?
I'm going completely left field. This is the perfect time for me to pull up a book that has nothing to do with anything. So this is a book that it recently came out. I saw the cover. It was a variant, and I instantly knew I had to buy it. So I was like, you know what? You know, I couldn't find the variant available online. I had to find it on eBay. Paid probably more than I probably should have, but I got it, sent it in, got it graded, and it just came back. This is Haha #1, and this is the Donald Trump or variant. I don't know if anybody can see that. There's such a glare.
I got it. Yep.
Okay, so Haha, I don't know if anybody saw the Haha series or books. They're all kind of non sequitur. Each one is their own kind of thing. The Maxwell Prince and Vanessa Del Rey. Maxwell Prince is the writer. He's the same guy who does the Ice Cream Man books, if anybody knows what those are. I love the writing, and the writing on Haha is just as good. And this was just one of those covers that I saw it coming out, and I was like, okay, I really want to put that one in the collection. And it just actually came back from CGC, and it's just kind of one of those. I don't want to sell it. I just want it to be in there. I loved the cover on it, and it's just it makes me laugh every time. So, you can't follow up a Hulk #1. I'm not even going to try. So I went with that.
Very nice. Very cool, man. Yeah, I don't know how we're all going to recover after all this today. So
I need to go take a nap or something.
I think I'm going to have to crack open some cans of beer after this.
Yeah, I mean, it's like I'll acknowledge it was a bit big. It was a bit. That was the one I'd gone for, and then
that's how you finish it.
I just couldn't decide what to go for.
So, it's not your turn.
You're gonna have somebody knocking on your door. This is live. People know that all those books are in your house right now. They're coming to knock.
I think I mentioned this to Tim recently. There's no point. Half of the comic collecting audience in the UK has got my home address. So 4 books from the wall. It's I mean, there's a locked door, there's a vault, and there's insurance. But I'm pretty public, guys.
Oh yeah! Wow.
I was not expecting
that
this.
Trump book is magic. That Trump book is awesome.
Oh, thank you. Yeah,
it's so off the moment. It's so iconic, and again, politics aside, the visual on that is just.
Oh, it was just like I said. I don't mean to be political. I saw the book and I was like, that book is going to people are going to want it in the future, for a number of different reasons. So.
All right, man. Great books. I'm still trying to put my jaw back in place here after all that. All right, I'm going to finish off with the slab if you guys don't mind. Let's see what we have here. This is a good one. So this is an Amazing Spider-Man number 569. It's not a Hulk one, all right? It's not Avengers #1. But this is the variant cover. This is the Adi Granov variant cover, signed by Adi Granov as well.
Oh, nice.
9.6. This book has good memories with this book. So this is around the time I was again starting to get back into comic book collecting, and I remember going to a comic book shop, seeing this for the new comic books of the week, and I was like, "Oh my god, I got to have this Venom cover! This is the best Venom cover I have ever seen. I have to have it." And so this is not the one that I've had since. I do have it in the box, but this is definitely one of my favorite covers. This is the first appearance of Anti-Venom, who I thought was really cool at the time as well. Now that I think about it later, he's still a cool character. I like the whole anti-agent Venom that's being into play. I wish Marvel would bring him back to play with Flash Thompson, because I really did like that character. But really, really cool book, really great cover, and I love my signed book. So that's what we're going to wrap it up with today, guys.
Nice.
Thanks.
That SIG is gorgeous.
Yes, it's very gorgeous. I mean, I love metallic signatures. Love those.
Yeah.
Very
really
cool.
Nice, really understated, and because actually when you showed that Stan Lee one earlier, the placement on that was perfect. And so many of those older signatures are just not good placement. And you look at those modern ones like Clayton Crane and people like that who really understand and think about where to put the signature. Wondrous. because there's a lot of like Larry Lieber. I always think is like the worst signature I've ever seen in my life. Absolutely dreadful, all caps, like, and it just kills the book. And you look at that and you're like, that is perfect.
All right, guys. So we're past the hour. I want to thank everybody for showing up and watching today. We had about 20 viewers at one point, which is pretty good. And I want to thank you guys for coming on and showing off your awesome books. You guys are awesome. Thank you so much for jumping in. Really appreciate it.
No worries.
Thank you, buddy.
Thank you so much for the invite. Next time I come, it'll be Raws only. 20.
Again,
We're gonna be a calm down.
Nobody else is going to want to be on.
right. They're going to be intimidated. Like, I don't know. But guys, thank you so much for watching. Don't forget to smash that like button if you haven't yet on your way out. Subscribe to the channel for future videos and for future live streams such as What's That Comic Book. And don't forget to go in this video's description and check these guys out on social media. I'm Kevin Vidini for Superpower Review, and I'll see you guys next time. Say bye. Bye.